Greetings all. Well, is there anybody else out there that ever dreams? Yeah, I mean, we have experts on dreaming, psychologists. We have paranormal and psychic people and dream readers and, all sorts of people that are experts in dreaming. But actually, I figured about each and every one of us is pretty much an expert in dreaming, in the sense that dreaming is like breathing. Nobody teaches you how to do it, and it just happens. Although, very few of us, and that goes through the whole darn gamut of people on Earth, very few of us really understand what sleep and dreaming is really all about. We don't really know. We know that if you don't sleep, and you don't dream, you don't live very long. Yeah, it's pretty short. I think it goes air first, water next, but you will die without sleep and dreaming before food. Yeah, it's kind of in that order. Pretty important to us. As a person, I myself have had some pretty intense and pretty strange dream experiences. And so that's led me to take dreaming very seriously. In the past, I guess have sort of frequently enough dreamed myself out of time and place, but into real time and place elsewhere. And so by being in places ahead of time or being in distant locations, knowing when friends of mine are sick and know when someone's coming to visit me and this sort of thing, has all been made aware to me in dreams over my life. And so I've begun to take them very, very seriously. I watch them and listen to them and try to interpret what is it that I'm seeing. Sometimes they're just symbolic, sometimes they're straight in your face. But, well, most of my life, as far back as I can remember, pretty much, there's always been something back here. It's like a memory of a place, a memory of a time where things were different. It's a memory of a world that was fresh, green, clean, a world that hadn't burned. A place that existed really before hate, memory sort of. It's just, it's only a sensation, but it would rise up for me periodically when we had a thunderstorm, like when I was a kid, and I'd lean in the screen and catch the drips coming off my nose and so on, watching the tulips come up, and this feeling would rise up. Probably half of it was the nitrous oxide from the thunder, laughing gas. But the rest of it was a real feeling. I kind of revisited it when we moved here to Hawaii, and it frequently rains here, and it frequently rains at night. And when it does that, I will often open the window and listen to the raindrops on the leaves. And again, it elicits this feeling or a memory of some green place, clean. I would often visualize myself during these rain showers at night while laying in my bed, visualizing laying in a rock shelter someplace, in a green land. Well, here comes my cat. What's up, Gracie? Is it raining out front, huh? Yeah. She says, Bill, it is pouring. Yeah. Well, lately, it's escalated. This thing. it's an old feeling, but lately it's become visual. As I began to visualize in the rain here, and then I'd fall asleep listening to the rain. Well, I began waking up in a dream of a place. Yeah, at first I'd just be laying there, listening to the raindrops in my rock shelter and feeling mellow, just like a kid catching the raindrops on my nose during a thunderstorm. But over time, the dream kept repeating. Yes, it kept coming back. It was repetitious. And over time, I became more and more aware of my surroundings in the dream. It's kind of a strange thing. This has been progressive over quite a period of time, months. Well, first I began to realize that I'm in a green valley. The valley is full of vegetation. It's verdant. Well, eventually I realized that the valley has water. It's a creek or a river, and there's springs in this valley. Over time, then I realized that there are probably fish in the water, and there's definitely birds in the trees. That there are creatures here. I began surmising that the valley probably runs to the sea, and the water drains into the ocean, and I suppose there are oysters out there someplace. But they're not very important from where I'm at. Things are pretty complete. It's a real question as far as, what do I eat? I don't know. I mean, if I'm eating fruit off of trees or what, I as of yet do not have a distinct impression of killing other creatures to be there. But, well, then, again, recently I realized I was alone. As my fears rise up in me, as I'm dreaming that, somebody may come here and maybe I have to defend myself, or, sort of thinking. But no, that's not really there. That's here. And I suddenly realized there's nobody else in this valley except for me and some critters. I mean, no one. I get the distinct impression there ain't anybody anywhere. And, well, then I start to feel maybe a little lonely. Well, then in the dream, I flash back to reading Genesis, and that's the story of Adam, and, well, one of the stories is they took a rib bone and shaped it into Eve and gave him company, but, of course, we all know the story from there. Yeah. Everything started to go wrong after that. Well, that's what happened in the dream. I began to realize, oh my goodness, wait a minute. I started thinking about all the horror and the trauma I've experienced in relationships with the opposite sex, and I'm going, oh man, maybe I shouldn't feel so lonely here. Things are fine, I don't know if I want company. And that's pretty much about where the dream is at the moment. Where it's going from here, if it's going, I don't know. But it was very odd. I actually found myself feeling like the first man on earth in the proverbial Garden of Eden. And it's the way it feels. Yeah. Story feels very much the same too. Don't get lonely. Don't get lonely. Anyway, aloha. Everybody else got there some interesting thoughts on dreams. I'm no expert, like I say. Yet we're all experts. Yeah, we expert dream. Everybody thoughts on a progressive reoccurring dream. This is an odd one. I've had reoccurring dreams before, and they're usually pretty much a repeat. Pretty much they come out pretty much the same almost every time. This is not the same. I'm dreaming in the same place, in the same sort of conditions, but every time I'm there, I learn a little bit more about what's around me. It's very odd, very odd dream. And the world is gradually shaping. I'm beginning to understand what I'm doing there. Oh, it's a great place. Yeah, I really like it there. Hang loose. Aloha.